For me, it's about connecting with people. It's not about selling. It's not about trying to leverage people for work. A lot of people make the mistake of selling, thinking like, well, what can you do for me? Or you're in this company and I'm selling a widget. No one likes to be sold to. So think of networking as making friends. And that's how I think of it. Take a genuine interest in someone, like be curious. When I'm networking, when I'm connecting with folks, when I'm meeting someone for the first time, I try and think about like what are the commonalities that we have? Like what do we share? There's always something. If you take the time to ask questions and understand, then you start to learn about someone. People like it when you take an interest. They like it when you're asking them questions, when you're genuinely interested in their story. Think of it like that. That's just for me, like the cornerstone of networking is no, don't sell, don't ask, don't try and take, but it's about finding out and being curious. And if you take that approach, it's just such a wonderful way to go about it. It's more natural. It's actually about, I really want to get to know you. I really want to understand what your story is. I want you to be part of my community. It's so important for everything you do, whether you're trying to build your business, whether you're trying to start one and you just don't quite know enough folks, or you're trying to get a new job, whatever it might be, building a community of people around you is absolutely critical. And these are people that you've spent time with. So the other thing with networking is that a lot of people, they go to an event and then they try and meet someone and it's a sell and you pop the business card over and things like that. And it just doesn't feel quite natural. And I think for me, and I take the approach of just having a genuine interest in like what they're up to, what they've done, how they've got to where they've got to, how can I help? Focus on the community, focus on making a genuine connection with someone. You'll be amazed at what happens. And, so if you do that, watch what happens, and it's going to really transform the way you think about it and do it. And suddenly, from being a scary place, it suddenly becomes way easier. So I'm going to show you a little video. There's a wonderful, wonderful guy called Imran Qureshi. He is the president of Willis Towers Watson. And we did a podcast together about a year ago, wonderful podcast about this very topic. And I'm going to play a little snippet from our conversation about networking with curiosity.
I've had to develop networking skills. As I've done that over the years, it starts from a place of curiosity. So if I'm curious about somebody, it actually becomes very natural. See, networking doesn't become this alien, scary thing. It just becomes a way of learning and being interested. It's human nature to look for areas of commonality, I think, right? So, and we're striving to make a connection. And when you make a connection that's real and substantive, you just feel really good about that. You feel like that's you've connected with somebody on a human level, not a superficial level, but a deeper level. It has to be grounded in authenticity. It has to be grounded in that you're not just doing it to get something out of it. You're doing it because you're authentic as an individual and you're seeking to build a relationship and you're curious. I tell you, I can spot a mile off somebody that's inauthentic, and it really rubs me up the wrong way.
And I also think about networking as it's socializing. Think of it like that. Like you're down the pub or a coffee shop or whatever, and you're with a few friends, and a new person comes in, a friend of a friend, and suddenly you're chatting and what you're up to, and that's for me, that feels like that's the way to do it. We talk about networking as like meeting new folks, and that is, and I think of it as a couple of different buckets, and think like maybe bucket one is people that you already know. So these are folks that know me. And it's just a brilliant place to start. That's how I start. And so I'm always reconnecting with folks, always. Like my day, I'm always trying to push my business forward that little bit extra every single day. And that could be just by dropping an email, sending a LinkedIn message, a DM, whatever, to someone that I know. Maybe it's someone that I've done work for, someone that I've placed, a friend, something like that, to say, hey, hope all's going well. Fancy catching up for a virtual coffee, an in-person coffee if they're in the UK, things like that. And I do that every single day. It's like my diet, like have my breakfast in the morning. Before I make my coffee, I jump on and I connect with people. I just keep pushing it forward. And they say it takes like 7 to 10 times to speak with someone before they actually realize what you do. So something like that, right? To become friends with someone, you've got to spend time with them. You meet someone and you need to speak to them again and speak to them again and speak to them again. And every few months I'm reconnecting because I want to make friends with these people. Genuinely want to make friends with these people because they're interesting and we can help each other. And I'm just coming from a place of, I just get energy from meeting people and listening to their story. And I absolutely love it. And that's how I do it. And I do that every single day. And it's really worth doing that. So with your bucket one, these are folks that you know. So you're reaching out to them all the time. And then gradually you'll find that people will start referring you because you want like advocates, right? Like firstly, you've got to advocate for yourself because if you're not advocating for yourself, no one's going to do it. And then you have like all these people that you're helping, you know, and people like to help people that help them. There's this wonderful thing called reciprocity. You know, again, don't be afraid to ask people for help. Like your bucket one, these are people that you've invested time in. This is your community, like you're helping your community and your community will start to help you. Some people, they go really crazy on asking people to connect them with people and people don't always feel comfortable to do that, even if it's your best mate. Like some people just don't feel comfortable like referring or connecting, and that's cool, right? So just gauge the vibe a little bit. Like if it's someone that, you know, they're a bit nervous or they're not that comfortable connecting folks, don't push it. It's fine. But again, do it in a nice, authentic way. And focus on this community building. And if you do focus and invest time, you'll create the opportunities for yourself to be able to ask people to refer you. And that's a really nice thing to do. Bucket two, this is new people. Like this is the like people perceive as the scary bit of networking. It's like, oh my God, I don't know them. They're going to tell me to go away. You know, all those thoughts that go through people's minds of, oh, I don't want to do it. And just to put it in context, I'm going to read it from my phone. There's a great quote I saw on Instagram. And it sums it up really nicely. And it's like, if you try and fail, congratulations. Most people won't even try, which I think is really, really nice. It sums it up great. What's the worst that can happen? You drop someone a note and you ask them, hey, love to meet you for a coffee. Do you have 5 minutes? When do you have 5 minutes? And they say no. Fine. You know, not everyone's going to say yes. The more you do it, the better you get at it. But just try. Worst case scenario, they say no. Best case scenario, they say, let's go. Love to. And then you speak with them. And then you have a chat and you find out what their story is and things. And then you put them in your diary for a couple of months and you reconnect. Hey, how's it going? And suddenly they're in your bucket one. Don't go in the mindset of selling. Bucket two is new folks. So many people are selling in that kind of bucket two. So jump on LinkedIn, a wonderful place. I'm going to talk about that a bit later on. But all these messages, you get all these DMs, it's all sales stuff. So I got like some person messaging me 10 times, basically selling. There's ways to do it. Just ask, do a list. So what I do a huge list of the folks that I'd love to get to know and then start reaching out. And there's so many ways to reach out, you know, the social media, LinkedIn, Instagram, etc., email, phone call, although phone call is a little bit more aggressive nowadays. I think it's changed a lot. But, you know, however you feel like comfortable digitally to connect with folks, just, again, go for it and do a little bit every day. It takes 2 seconds. Jump on LinkedIn, search in the search bar for the sector or the people you want to meet. So maybe for me, it might be chief people officers. Stick it in, sort it by people. I can start reaching out digitally. It's wonderful. You can be the introvert, right? The excuse you've been using not to go and, you know, meet someone in a live networking event. You can do it from your home and you can just like people's stuff. So if you start liking and commenting on all my stuff, I'm going to notice you. And of course, I'm going to want to meet you. So to summarize that up, be genuine, take a real interest and be curious about people. Like want to be friends with them, you know, like really want to understand their story and what you can do for them. And it's just such a really lovely way to go about doing it. And that's what I would do.